What's up, guys? Scotty2Hockey here, aka the average hockey fan once again. And what I'd like to talk about today is the Montreal Canadiens have made the final cut to the roster going into the season. And surprisingly, or not surprisingly, depending on how you look at it, it's kind of surprising to me. Ryan Poehling has been cut from the Montreal Canadiens roster. He's been sent to Laval, and obviously him being on concussion protocol definitely has something to do with this. He wasn't as hot in the preseason as people would have liked him to be. He had that one good play in Florida. He looked good in the Florida game. He had 1 point in 2 games and was a -1. And Nick Suzuki made the team over him. I thought they could both make the team personally. I thought Nick Suzuki could possibly slot into the top 6, which he may potentially do even to start the season. And Ryan Poehling would have been a good depth player. But they're going to start him in Laval, and I think eventually he will make the team. He will come up to Montreal. He's just too good not to make the team this year at some point. But the players that did make the cut, the young players that did make the cut as far as the prospects go, Nick Suzuki is one of them. He made the cut. He's going to be at the practice lineups. He should be in the opening night lineup. He looked really, really good in the preseason. I'm not going to lie. He had 4 points in 5 games played. He had 3 assists, 1 goal. He had that game-winning goal in the last game of the preseason, the last goal of the preseason for the Montreal Canadiens. His skating has clearly come a long way. That was a big knock on Suzuki. A lot of people said they don't think he's going to be good enough to skate in the NHL. He needs to pick up his overall speed, get better on his edges, but from everything I've seen from this kid in the preseason, he looks like he's ready to play in the NHL. Very good and tight, very good hands, excellent shot, very creative player. I love his ability to slow down the play and create around him. One of the best young players, if not the best young prospect in the Habs system, and now he's going to be a rookie for the Montreal Canadiens this year. We'll see if he gets over the 9-game mark, he gets that 10th game, and he stays in Montreal for the full season. I really do think he could do what Jesperi Kotkaniemi did last year and stay in the Montreal Canadiens system for the full year and be an effective young rookie for them and even have more points than what Kotkaniemi had and even play a full 82 games. Now, as far as the other young prospect that made it, it's a young right-handed defenseman, Cale Fleury, and judging by the lineup in practice so far today in Montreal, it looks like he's going to be in the opening night lineup. It looks like he's going to be the third-pairing right-handed defenseman, and it's about time this kid is getting this chance. He had 4 years to develop in college. He had 1 year in Laval on what was a terrible Laval team. Cale Fleury looked really good. He looked excellent defensively. He was pretty solid offensively. His numbers aren't going to blow you away by no means. He only had 27 points in a full season in Laval, but he did look pretty good offensively. Not in a full season, but pretty much almost a full season for Cale Fleury. I believe he came in with about 10 or 15 games gone out of the season. But anyways, now we look at the lineups in practice for Montreal today. Tatar, Danault, and Gallagher on the top line. That should surprise nobody. The second line is kind of surprising. There is no Jonathan Drouin on the second line. At least in practice so far, he's been demoted to the third line. On the second line, we have Lehkonen, Domi, Suzuki, 3 really hard workers, 3 guys who I think could produce really well offensively this year. And I think Arturi Lehkonen is a bit underrated. I think he could really step it up this year as well, especially playing with a guy like Max Domi. They could bring the best out of each other. And then with Nick Suzuki on the right wing, that could be the best line this year for the Habs. On the third line, we have Jonathan Drouin, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Yoel Armia. It kind of concerns me seeing Drouin play with Kotkaniemi. I like Kotkaniemi with Armia, but Drouin and Kotkaniemi showed last year they don't have much chemistry. On the fourth line, we have Barron/Cousins, we have Thompson and Wheel. As far as the defense goes, the top 4 is what we all thought it would be. It's surprising, but on the third line, it's Cale Fleury and Brett Kulak. The extras are Riley and Christian Poehling, and the goalies are Price and Kincaid. So it looks like Cale Fleury's going to get to start in the opening night in Montreal. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Have a great day. Over and out.